Have you ever wondered how the evolution of weaponry led to the birth of the world's first gun? It's a captivating tale, a saga that blends human invention, technological advancements, and remarkable ingenuity, all culminating in the creation of the first firearm. This monumental journey takes us back to the very roots of human history, a time when man was just beginning to master the art of war and weapons. We step back in time to the age of dynasties, to the ancient land of dragons, China. It was the 9th century, an era marked by advancements in various fields. The Chinese were known for their knowledge and expertise in medicine, astronomy, and warfare. It was during this period that they were experimenting with a potent mix of sulfur, charcoal, and potassium nitrate, a concoction now known as gunpowder. This gunpowder was initially used in medicinal practices by Chinese practitioners, but as they delved further into the properties of this mysterious powder, they began to realize its immense potential. They saw that it was highly combustible, capable of producing a significant amount of heat and force when ignited. This realization led them to wonder, what if this explosive power could be harnessed for a more destructive purpose? Enter the first crude version of a firearm, the fire lance. The fire lance was a simplistic yet effective weapon. It was essentially a tube, typically crafted from bamboo, which was a popular and readily available material in China at the time. This tube was then filled with the newly found gunpowder and of projectiles which could range from stones to metal shards. The mechanism was simple, but it proved to be devastatingly effective. When ignited, the gunpowder would explode, propelling the projectiles out of the tube at high speed. This was not a tool for subtle warfare. It was a weapon designed for maximum damage and chaos. The fire lance was the precursor to modern firearms, marking the beginning of a new era in warfare. From here, the evolution of firearms began. Over the next centuries, more versions of guns would emerge, each more sophisticated and deadly than its predecessor. The creation of fire lance set the stage for the development of the sophisticated artillery we see today. Yet it all began in that ancient time, with that potent mix of gunpowder, a bamboo tube, and a spark of ingenuity. When ignited, this early firearm would shoot flames and shrapnel at the enemy. Moving on to the 10th century, we turn our focus to the Far East, the cradle of countless inventions, where the ingenious Chinese were about to revolutionize medieval warfare. The Chinese, renowned for their innovations in various fields, embarked on a project that would significantly change the firepower in battles. They sought to elevate the usefulness and effectiveness of a weapon they had previously developed, the fire lance. The fire lance, an early form of gunpowder weapon, was a critical element of warfare during the Tang dynasty. It was essentially a short-range weapon that allowed infantry to launch small projectiles, giving them an edge in close combat. However, it had its limitations. The fire lance, while indeed formidable in close quarters, lacked the range and accuracy needed to face the evolving strategies and armors of their adversaries. And the Chinese, the innovators, aimed to address these shortcomings. They began to brainstorm ways to enhance the fire lance. They studied its architecture, its strengths and weaknesses, and analyzed the opportunities for improvement. After much deliberation and trial and error, they came up with an ingenious solution. They created a new weapon, an evolution of the fire lance. They named it, though quite appropriately, the hand cannon. The hand cannon was not just a marvel of its time, but also a testament to the brilliance and inventiveness of the Chinese. This miniature version of a cannon was so compact and it could be held and operated with just one hand. It was an engineering marvel, hence the name. It was a blend of convenience and power, bringing the destructive force of a cannon into the palm of a soldier's hand. The hand cannon was an upgraded version of the fire lance. It carried all the beneficial aspects of its predecessor, but improved upon the areas where the fire lance had faltered. The hand cannon could launch substantially larger projectiles, effectively increasing the damage potential. Moreover, it offered a greater range than the fire lance, allowing soldiers to attack enemies from a safer distance. But perhaps the most significant improvement was its increased accuracy, providing a more considerable advantage in the battlefield. As we continue our journey through history, it's important to note that the hand cannon was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of progress, an embodiment of the spirit of innovation, and a significant leap forward in the evolution of warfare technology. The hand cannon was a significant improvement over the fire lance, as it could fire larger projectiles with greater range and accuracy. The 13th century brought a significant development in gun technology. This period was an era of rapid technological advancement and discovery, where mankind was beginning to truly unlock the potential that lay within his own inventiveness. The world was maturing, and as it matured, it began to witness the dawn of a new age of warfare. In this epoch of change, one particular development stood out for its sheer brute power and innovative design. This was none other than the creation of the bombard. The bombard was not just a mere weapon, it was a testament to the ingenuity of its inventors, the Chinese. This nation, with its rich history of pioneering technology, had once again marked a significant milestone in the evolution of warfare. The bombard was essentially a large cannon, designed specifically for the purpose of firing heavy stone balls. It was an intimidating sight, a giant of a weapon that commanded respect and fear in equal measure. The sheer size of this cannon was enough to instill terror in the hearts of enemies, but it was its firepower that truly set it apart. This colossal war machine was capable of propelling hefty stone balls with a force unrivaled in its time. The stone balls, carefully crafted and meticulously sized, were loaded cannon with great precision. When fired, these balls would hurtle towards their target with terrifying speed and deadly accuracy. The bombard was particularly effective against fortified structures such as castle walls. Its powerful blasts could easily shatter these defenses, turning once impenetrable fortresses into crumbling ruins within moments. The sight of a bombard in full action was an impressive spectacle, a violent display of raw power and destructive capability. This weapon was not only capable of breaking down castle walls but was also a major threat to enemy formations. It could wreak havoc on the battlefield, scattering enemy troops and causing mass confusion and panic. With its lethal combination of size, power, and precision, the bombard revolutionized warfare and changed the course of history forever. The bombard was a formidable weapon, capable of breaking down castle walls and wreaking havoc on enemy formations. By the 14th century, gun technology had spread to the Middle East and Europe. The Europeans improved upon the Chinese designs, creating the Arquebus. This was a long gun with a wooden stock and a metal barrel, fired from the shoulder. The Arquebus marked the beginning of the era of modern firearms. The evolution of the gun continued over the centuries, with each new design improving upon the last. The musket, the rifle, the revolver, the machine gun. Each of these weapons has its roots in the first gun, the fire lance. In summary, the birth of the world's first gun was a process that spanned several centuries and involved many different cultures. It started with the Chinese fire lance in the 9th century, evolved into the hand cannon in the 10th century, and then the bombard in the 13th century. By the 14th century, gun technology had spread to Europe, where the arquebus was developed. This marked the beginning of the era of modern firearms. The story of the world's first gun is a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of power. It is a story that continues to unfold, as new technologies and designs continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in weaponry. So, the next time you see a gun, remember the long and complex history that led to its creation. It's more than just a tool or a weapon, it's a symbol of our past, our present, and our future.